Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Chodash. Double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the elect of the nation of Israel. This is your brother Ayash Kabar from the GMS Virginia camp coming at you with another short lesson that I pray that you find edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And I'm gonna go into this little short article here on shithitthefanplan.com, and the title of it reads, Russia, we can shoot down anyone, anywhere. And that's the sentiment that they have, you know. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is doing the work in these days, you know. He's putting the hooks in Vladimir Putin's jaw, to go back into the old ways of, the Cold War. Vladimir Putin is starting to get fed up with the West, because of the unrighteous dealings of the West. This place has lived in rulership for quite a long time, actually, but it's been an unrighteous rulership. It's been a very, how should I say, everything that this place is and has been built upon rape, robbery, and murder, and of course the lies, to keep the people unaware of what's going on, in their day-to-day lives, and as well as, the history of this place. This place has always strived to hide, its deadly beginnings. But now we're in that time where Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is bringing this place down from within. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is greatly showing the world how wicked Babylon the Great is, and it's actually getting to the point where even so-called Americans are starting to realize that this place is called Babylon the Great. A lot of people in the world are starting to, look at this place with a crooked eye, like, hold on one second, you once told us that you were the beacon of hope, but our eyes were blinded with that haze that actually had us thinking that you were, a righteous people, a good people, and these other nations are starting to realize that the biggest problems in the world, like as far as the mass deaths and the unruly rulership, is because of how this place has dealt wrongly with the other nations, and let alone what they've done into the nation of Israel. So we're definitely in those times where Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is ready to put the hooks in Gog, or aka Russia, to bring about a event that is all scriptural, So I'm gonna read a little bit of this article. I may read the whole thing, and I'm gonna break out some scriptures, because all of this is prophetic, what is happening now is truly prophetic. You have other nations joining in with Russia, a lot of so-called African nations, a lot of these Hamites are joining in with Russia, even a few of the allies that were once on the side of Babylon the Great are starting to turn away and, join the side of Russia. For example, Turkey, is wanting to get with the BRICS nation, or, is wanting to get with BRICS, as well as a few other nations, And this place is turning out not to be the truthful place, because, you know, there's an international judge, or there's an international council. I forget the name of it, Salak, you know, it slips in my mind, but there's an international council, you know, that is charging, you know, these small hats with war crimes, you know, and Babylon the Great is saying, nah, you know, we put this in place to put Russia, you know, under the microscope, not us. But, you know, everything that this devil has devised is actually turning against him. So I'm going to get into this article. And like I said, you know, I'm going to break out a few scriptures, you know, and I pray that you find that this lesson edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So, like I said, this is on shithitthefanplan.com. And it says, Russia says we can shoot down anyone, anywhere. And it reads, and this article was dated June 10th, 2024. And the article states, in a statement to RIA Novosti, published on Monday, the chairman of Russian State Duma Defense Committee, Andrei Kartapolov, certified that if the F-16s are not used for their intentional purpose or are simply held in storage at foreign air bases with the intent to transfer them to Ukraine, Russia will target them, you know, because Russia has always held that stance that if the moment you bring your military over here is the moment it's on. You know, the moment you bring your military close to our borders, it's on. As a matter of fact, if you bring your military anywhere close to, I want to say Ukraine or whatever, it's on, you know. And Russia has always held that stance, you know, and Russia has always held that stance of if you bring nukes over here, you know, regardless of what type, it's on. You know, the minute you bring your planes over, it's on. You know, so Russia has always made it clear that you know, it has a fine line. It has a line that should not be crossed, because quite honestly, the pride of the hearts of the Babylonians has truly deceived them into thinking that Russia is bluffing. And this is so beautiful, because they don't know, or maybe they do know, you know, I'm pretty sure that the elites know what's going to happen, you know what I'm saying, which is why they're building them bunkers over there in these other European countries. But nonetheless, these people don't realize how serious Russia is on its stance on not bringing any military from Babylon the Great over there. But slowly but surely, Babylon the Great has been deploying troops over there in the Middle East and over there in Europe just for such an event, World War III. Reading on with the article, Russia will target them. F-16 fighter jets and any airfield they are based at will be legitimate targets for the Russian military if they participate in combat missions against Moscow forces. Is this just another warning that Russia intends to put out there, and that the West and Ukraine intend to violate? F-16s have already been the source of several red line crossings in which Russia has exercised restraint and avoided retaliation. Yeah, you know, because Babylon the Great has always poked the bear, you know. Babylon the Great has always, you know, did things to the bear, you know, to have them, you know, the way that they are, you know, because these other nations are starting to realize that everything that Babylon, or everything that the leaders of Babylon the Great have ever said, has eventually turned into a lie, you know. And it all started a few years ago when you know, they got out of the nuclear accord and, you know, reneged on all of their agreements, you know. And, quite honestly, and that's what this devil does. He reneges on the agreements that he set that were made as a nation, you know? And there is no new thing under the sun, you know what I'm saying? He did the same thing unto the Indians, or the so-called Indians, the Northern Kingdom, This devil has actually sat back and made agreements with the Northern Kingdom and actually reneged on it. Well, these other nations remember that history. They understand that, they understand, especially now more so than ever, not to trust this devil. You know what I'm saying? But let me read on with the article. Reading on. If the X-16s are to be sent to Ukraine, where they will be equipped, maintained, and flown from Ukrainian airfields, then Russia would have no claims against its former partners and would not target them. But that means Ukraine won't be able to use them in the war. If they are used, they will become targets. So Babylon the Great is setting up, the UK country, to be decimated. But it's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, These are the things that the Lord wants to happen, because these are the things that has to happen. It's got to get to the point where that hook is going to be deep, in the jaws of Gog and Magog, to turn them back, It's going to have to be so bad that Gog, or aka Russia, and these other nations have got to actually hate this place so bad to destroy it, because they're starting to realize where the problem of the world lies. But let me go on with the article. The commandments come from Kiev. The comments come as Kiev prepares to receive the first delivery of U.S.-made fighter jets from its Western backers after Ukrainian pilots were trained to fly them. And that's what this devil does also. This isn't the first time Russia was warned that it intends to destroy the weapons-supplied warplanes. How many more warnings will Moscow give before it makes the decision to follow through? And that's just what this Babylon the Great does. It likes to poke the bear, poke the bear, poke the bear. But at some point, the bear's going to want to bite back, Are you gonna are you gonna pity, the fool who played with a snake? Are you gonna have any pity on that man, who actually jumped in a lion's den? No, you ain't gonna have no pity on these people, because you're gonna get exactly what they deserve. You shouldn't have been fucking with the bear. Putin to the U.S. Russia will destroy F-15s used by Ukraine. Reading on. Fortunately, World War III is being held off by Russia's restraint, even in the face of major provocation from the West and NATO. If the Western supplied jets take off from foreign bases and carry out sorties and strikes against the Russian forces, both the fighter planes and the airfields that they are stationed at will be legitimate targets, according to Kartapolov. And it also reads, as for our ability to shoot them down, we can shoot down anyone, anywhere, Kartapolov insisted. So, Russia ain't joking, and it just came out that Russia is also moving force down in the Gulf of Mexico, ships in Cuba and, stuff like that. So, things are definitely heating up, and things are definitely happening through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Let me break out a few scriptures and close out. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, and verse 36. A sword is upon the liars, and they shall dote. A sword is upon her mighty men, and they shall be dismayed. Because this devil actually thinks that even though at one time it had a very strong and powerful army or military, and it still does, Babylon the Great has a very powerful army, and that army has been powerful based upon how it was able to get its partners, to join it, how it was able to utilize strategic places, to build bases and, stuff like that. But what's happening is a lot of these countries are starting to look at Babylon the Great sideways. And quite honestly, a lot of these places don't want the bases in their countries anymore. So, this place is making enemies left and right, and also a lot of these men over here in Babylon the Great don't want to fight. They don't want anything to do with the war, They become sissified. I'm just joking. But a lot of these men don't want to go to war because they're starting to realize that it's not a war for their, it's not a war for their betterment, It's a war for the elites, So a lot of people are going to be dismayed, and the mighty men here in Babylon, and there are some mighty men here in Babylon, that can get it. But a sword is upon these people, and they're going to be dismayed. A lot of countries are starting, to build the same weapons that they have Babylon over here in Babylon the Great. And in some cases better, Here it is, you got Russia that has the most advanced nuclear weapons on the face of the earth, And their generals are telling these politicians, they've got the real deal. But, the politicians being what they are, they don't believe it. But at some point, it's going to come to pass where, it's going to be too late. Let me get this. The book of Matthew, chapter 24, and in verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. Yeah, now isn't the time to be troubled, because these things have got to happen. The wars and the rumors of wars, these things have got to be said, and these things have got to be put in place. All of these things have got to happen. So the elect isn't to be worried about Salak. The elect isn't, to be worried about these things. And Abba Ratazah, I'm one of those men as well, And I pray that all the men of GMS are of the elect. But the Lord said, see that ye be not worried. See that you be not troubled. Because all these things have got to come to pass. Reading on. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Yeah, this ain't the end of it, because you still got the MOTB, you still got Jacob's trouble, you still got the famines, you got, the civil wars, the race wars, the gender wars, you got all these things, that has to come to pass before the end come, And how do we know that? Through the scriptures, When the news come out, the men of GMS and those men who teach the same doctrine in truth and sincerity bring out the information to inform the elect, The watchmen are on the watchtower looking out for the events that a lot of people just don't pay attention to. A lot of you Jakes ain't paying attention, to what's happening over there in Russia. Why? Because you've actually developed that mindset that nothing can happen to this place. A lot of you people are actually in that mindset that you can't be touched, but you're about to be touched militarily by, these other nations. As a matter of fact, let me see if I have, let me get this, I wrote this precept down. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 38 and verse 10. Thus saith Yahweh Hashem Yahushai power. It shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think and even thought. And that's dealing with Russia. That thought is going to come into their mind. Like, fuck it. I'm tired of these motherfuckers. Babylon the Great is going to do something so fucked up that Gog is just going to be like, you know what? Fuck it. I got to get rid of these motherfuckers, because if I don't, they're just going to destroy everyone. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 38, jumping down to verse 11. And thou shalt say, I will go up into the land of unwalled villages. And that's what he's doing now. Because as I said, you're starting to hear about Russian ships in Cuba, nuclear missiles in Mexico, nuclear subs off of the coast over here in Atlantic. And there's no telling what they got over there in the Pacific. But nonetheless, this is the place of unwalled villages. That gate blocking Mexico ain't gonna happen. There isn't even a gate, in the north blocking off Canada. So this is that land of unwalled villages that's being spoken about in the scriptures. And a lot of these people are about to be dismayed by the events that's coming to Babylon the Great. And reading on, I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely. Yeah, a lot of you people actually think that you're safe. There's no way in the world that it has crossed your mind that you can be touched, because you've never been touched. You're that virgin that's spoke about in the scriptures. The virgin daughter of Babylon, because you've never been touched. You've never been manhandled. Not on a level that you're about to be. That dwells safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates. And that's scriptural. The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 2. And Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Yeah, the words of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai is written upon tables, but the understanding of the scriptures is only through the elect of the nation of Israel, through the prophets of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. You got some people who can understand what we're saying, but they can't prophesy. Because what a lot of these people are doing is, what's the word I'm thinking about? A lot of what these people are actually doing is what they call speculating. They're speculating that this is going to happen or that's going to happen. But, a lot of what they say is going to happen, but they don't have the full truth nor understanding of how bad it's going to get. And they don't even know who is. They don't even know what is what. But the men of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai understand these things. And we are on our watchtowers watching for these things to come and warning you people. So we understand the vision. We understand the time that we're in. And it's made plain upon tables. And we're running with it because we read it, we understand it, we believe it, and we were commanded to go out there on the highways and byways and prophesy and warn, you two-thirds, or warn the nation of Israel, as well as you other nations, that, the Lord is coming back. Jumping down, the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time. And what is that appointed time? The time of the end. But at the end it shall speak and not lie. And the prophecies are speaking and they're not lying. Everything that Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai said will come to pass is coming to pass. But what if some did not believe? Would our unbelief make, the words of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai without effect? As a matter of fact, let me get that. Romans 3 and 3, I believe. The book of Romans, chapter 3 and verse 3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai without effect? Hell no. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai forbid. Yea, let Yahweh Hashem Yahushai be true, but every man a liar. You know? The words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is true. You know? And it's not going to go back unto him void. But a lot of you people actually think that the Lord is joking. You know, a lot of you people actually think that, that, you know, the prophets out there on the highways and byways are playing with you people until it's too late. Until it's too late. Then you Jake's going to want to get right. You know? As far as you other nations, you have no hope. You have no hope. So live it up. Let me see if I want to grab some more out of this. Matthew. I'll grab verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Isn't that what's happening now? You know? We've been out there on the highways and byways warning you people. You know? Starting with our apostles, you know, elders and bishops and men on down. Been warning you people of these times that are coming. You know? And it's here. You know? Man, a lot of these people don't get it. But you're going to get it. Let me see what else I'm going to grab. Salat. Salakia, bros. Because, you know, there's a lot happening in the world. And a lot of people are about to get it. I guess I grabbed the 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 1. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in mind. Yeah, you know, don't worry about these things that are coming, you know. Because Yahweh Hashem Yahushua said that he will protect his elect. Now, we do understand that there will be certain men who will be caught up, who will be put to death, incarcerated. We understand these things, you know. But in that, you know, there will be many of the elect, you know, that's going to be delivered. You know, and so you just got to maintain your faith in knowing that whatever happens to you is happening because Yahweh Hashem Yahushai deemed it so. You have no control over what's coming. The same way these devils have no control over, you know, the destruction that's coming unto Babylon the Great. And that's what's going to trip a lot of people out. You know, a lot of people are going to be dismayed because they don't understand that they have no control over what's coming. They have no control over these nuclear missiles when they hit Babylon the Great or you know, land over there in Israel or other places in the world. A lot of these people are going to be so beat up in the mind that a lot of them, quite honestly, might end up knocking themselves out. Because it's just going to get that bad. Even before the missiles hit, you know. And this is just the staging event, you know. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is staging his armies where he want to put them. So that when that day comes, everything's in place, everything's in order, and everything is decently in order, where the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai will even go even further in prophecy. So we're not to be dismayed at these things that are coming. Why? Because we were told beforehand what's coming. You know? In other words, if you're walking down the street and you know, a brother told you, hey, when you get past that building, there's a dog that's you know, over there, but don't worry about it. You know, that dog ain't gonna do nothing to you because I'm gonna give you this chain, aka faith, you know, to believe in, you know, this, that nothing's gonna happen to you, you know. And you walk down the block and you see the dog to jump, you know, the dog will jump out and start barking at you, but you ain't got nothing to worry about because you got that faith with you, you know. You're wearing the whole armor of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, you know. You got the hat, you know, you got the hat, you got the breastplate, you know, you got your loins protected, you know. You got your shield. You know, you got the whole armor of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai on. So what are you worried about? Because you've already been warned. You've already been told that these things are coming. Now, we're in the flesh, and it's easy for me to say these things at this particular point in time because, quite honestly, I could just visualize how bad it's going to get through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And it's going to get pretty bad, but we have an understanding that even during those times, we're going to be protected. You know, as long as we maintain, you know, and believe in our power. You know, reading on with verse 2, that ye be not soon shaken in mind or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that day of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach is at hand. Yeah, so, you know what I'm saying? We read these things, don't be troubled. You know, you hear what's going on in the world, don't be troubled. You see what's going on in the world, don't be troubled. You know, these nuclear missiles is just one step closer to our salvation, you know, because we got to be brought through the fire. You know, we got to be tested. You know, Yahweh Shai was tested. You know, who are we? We're going to be tested as well, but we have to maintain our faith. You know, the way Yahweh Shai maintained his faith in Yahweh, it's the same way we have to maintain our faith in Yahweh Shai. You know, and we got to put on the good fight of faith. Because all these warships that's coming and all these armies that are possibly here and, you know, all these, whatever, you know. We walk by faith, not by sight. And we got to start believing that. You know, it's one thing to say it. It's another thing to do it. You know, we just got to do it. Believe in Yahweh Shai. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there be a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. And that man is being revealed now. So that's how you know that we're in that time of the total destruction of Babylon the Great, the total destruction of this world. You know what I'm saying? It's because the truth is, man, knocking down walls, bro. The truth, which has been so long without fruit, shall be declared. And that's what's happening. You know, and this devil don't know how to take it. Call hello, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat Shem Kodash. You know? Oh, man. I still got more precepts, but I'm ended off on that, you know. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is definitely making things happen. You know, he's definitely putting the hooks in Gog, you know, and Gog is just joining forces with these other nations, you know, to bring about, you know, the prophecies of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You know, period, point blank. This is the Lord's movie. You know, we're just actors in it. And so with that, I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.